Namaste, welcome back to Sitapragna channel and you are watching AWS real-time cloud projects for beginner to expert level, and so far we have done 72 projects, and these 72 projects were divided into 6 seasons, and currently we are in season 6, and these seasons are divided based on the role that we are doing these projects. So this current season we are doing projects in a networking role. And so far we have finished about 8 projects in this role. And today we are going to do our ninth one, which is about connecting on-premises networks. So let's learn what this project is about. Hello, thanks for taking the time to chat with me today. Anything to help the science team. What can I do for you? As you know, our station on Mars is tasked with finding ancient life, and with that comes a lot of data to process. The remote site has its own hardware to store and process the data, but the data is growing and the on-site applications are having trouble keeping up. I see. And you would like to distribute this data to an offsite location? Yes, we would like to set up a reliable connection back to our AWS environment to offload much of the data processing. Of course, you can accomplish this by using AWS Transit Gateway and AWS Site-to-Site VPN. I thought Transit Gateway was just for connecting multiple VPCs. Our station's hardware is located on premises. AWS Transit Gateway acts as a central hub to connect not only VPCs but also on-premises networks. Then AWS Site-to-Site VPN will give your on-premises network and VPC a dedicated connection for ongoing communication. Finally, you can monitor the VPN connection with Amazon CloudWatch. Wonderful. This is exactly what we need. Can you get started right away? Of course I can. Wonderful. Let's get started. So even I was not aware that you can use Transit Gateway for this, but that's fine. We are going to set up Transit Gateway to communicate between VPC and on-premises. Then we are going to build a site-to-site VPN connection between a VPC and on-premises, and then we'll create a CloudWatch dashboard. Interesting. Let's get started. Okay, let's go to the video concepts. And if you haven't already watched them, if you're following this season from project one, you might have already watched these videos, but nevertheless, if you want, you can go ahead and watch them. And these videos will be available on the playlist that will pop up here, which will take you to AWS tutorials for beginners. Click on it, then go and search for this title and watch them, and then come back and watch the rest of the project. So let's go through our steps. In this solution, an AWS site-to-site VPN connection is used to connect an on-premises network to a VPC on AWS through an AWS Transit Gateway. An on-premises network containing a file server uses a VPN router device to establish an encrypted site-to-site VPN tunnel across the internet to a transit gateway on AWS. The transit gateway acts as a cloud router, allowing the on-premises network to connect to the VPC through the site-to-site VPN. Routes are added to the VPC and transit gateway route tables to direct traffic between the on-premises network and VPC through the established VPN tunnel. A testing instance in the VPC sends a ping request to on-premises file server. The traffic is routed to the transit gateway, then to VPN tunnel over the internet. The ping reaches the on-premises VPN router device, which is here, which sends the traffic to the file server. Site-to-site VPS has built-in redundancy. If the first tunnel loses its connection, a second tunnel with its own unique IP address is used. Okay, so that's basically about it. So let's go ahead and implement this. As part of practice lab, we will create site-to-site VPN connection between on-premises and cloud. Then we will edit subnet routine tables to establish the proper routes between the connected networks, both of these. Then we'll create a static route in the transit gateway networks, which we have very familiar with. Then we'll test connectivity between on-premises and remote EC2 instance. As part of DIY, we will log in into the VPN router instance and close the tunnel 1 connection. After tunnel 1 is closed, bring up the tunnel 2 connection, log into the network testing instance to ping the file server instance. So pretty much that's about it. So let's go ahead and implement those two. Let's start the lab. Okay, and we have a file to download. Let's click on it. It's downloaded to my system. And as usual, I'm not going to read all the concepts, but I will read where it is necessary. But I recommend you to read each and every concept. This concept is going to explain the service that we are going to use here. So you pause the video, read the concept and go to the next one. We already downloaded this. Let's open up EC2 and we are going to click on the on-prem file server and then let's copy the private IPv4 address. Then let's connect it to the network testing instance. So this instance is created just to test the network that we are going to use. And obviously we are going to use session manager connect and we are connected to it. Now we are going to ping this one and looks like was it able to ping it? Yeah, I don't think it is pinging it. So if we read this here, and this IP address is for the on-premise server and we are testing it and we are unable to connect. So basically we are proving that currently there is no connection established, which we will be able to successfully ping once we establish the connection. That's all. Right now we are testing. Let's click next. Okay, and we are going to go back and on-prem VPN router. There is a difference between file server and the router. VPN router is the instance where the router is actually installed or set up. An elastic network interface is a logical networking component in a VPC that represents a virtual network card. You can create and configure network interfaces and attach them to instances in the same availability zone. Okay, so as you can see, this one has an attached. Okay, let's click next. And now we are going to click on the, where are we? We are in the elastic IPs. In the elastic IPs, we are going to click on-prem source and then we are going to copy its IP4 address. Elastic IP address is a static, not dynamic. It is a static public IPv4 address designed for dynamic cloud computing. You can associate an elastic IP address with any instance or network interface in any VPC in your account. But I think there are only certain number of elastic IPs that they are going to give it for free, and after that they are going to charge them. Now let's go to the VPC. And in the VPC, let's review that there are two VPCs, one default, another one for on-prem VPC, and this is the remote target VPC, which since, I mean, here you are seeing both of them, but I think in general, this will be the on-prem one. Okay, so let's click on that. For each VPC, on-prem source network and remote target VPC, note the IPv4 address. Okay, let's copy the IPv4 address for both of these. And then let's go to customer gateways. We were not here so far. We were in the network firewall, DNS firewall, and then the transit gateway, but not this one. A customer gateway is a resource that you create in AWS that represents the customer gateway device in your on-premises network. When you create a customer gateway, you provide information about your device to AWS. Okay, so whenever we try to establish connection from on-premise to that, using this, we create a customer gateway. Okay, so let's go create customer gateway. And we are going to name it Mars to AWS. Mars to, okay, that one. And then BGP ASN of your customer gateway device, type that one, 65534. And then the IP address, on-prem source. Remember the elastic IP address I guess we copied, public subnet IP address that you copied in the earlier step. Okay, so let's go ahead and paste it here. Is it the same? Well, let's hope it is the same. Let me go back and check before we get lost. Yeah, no, it is not this one. It is 3 to 14 58 106, and the one they entered here is 58 158. Okay, where did they get this? Is it the EC2 one? It is not that. Okay, it is not from here. Not from here. It is not that. This is ENI. It's not this one. Okay, where did they get it? Oh, did they ask us to copy all of this? Let me see. On-prem source public subnet on summary tab under allocated IPv4, click copy. Yeah, but this is 324. Why are they saying this and that are the same? Did they take the screenshots 2 different times? You see this, right? This is not the same IP address. Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, okay, the BGP exchanges routes between the customer gateway device and virtual private gateway. Okay, now let's scroll down, go to site-to-site VPN connection. It enables access to remote network to and from your VPC. Okay, site to site. Then let's create VPN connection. Okay, now here let's name it Mars to AWS VPN. Okay, the previous one was customer gateway. This one was VPN. And then we are going to select how are we going to connect. The target gateway type is transit gateway. And if you drop down, that is already created, we will just choose that. And we are going to select existing because it's already created for us. Customer gateway will select whatever we chose. Then routing options, static IPv4. Transit gateway connects your, we already know about that, so let's not go through that. So once that is done, let's go to tunnel details, and there are two tunnels, 1 and 2. Copy both the IP addresses. Then let's go to download configuration. Okay, VPN configuration file contains the information necessary to establish the connection between your on-premise device and VPC. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go to tunnel details. Okay, got it. Then let's, okay, when you're downloading, select generic, and generic, then the keep default vendor agnostic, and then let's download it. Once we download it, what is this? Okay, the file that we just downloaded, open it in the IPsec tunnel one. Where is that? Yeah, here, section under number 1, which is this one, internet key exchange configuration, which is this one. Select and copy the pre-shared key. I think this is the one. Okay, got it. It is a string used for authentication that you enter when you configure your customer gateway device. Now, on your device, open the lab file that we downloaded. Okay, I guess whatever the file that we downloaded, we need to replace the pre-shared key here, which we will do. No problem. And then we are going to the same file again, the previous file that we downloaded. From number 3, we need to download virtual private gateway. Okay. Okay, we are going to number 3, copy virtual private gateway IP. I'm sorry. And then we'll go and replace this in the lab file, which says, okay, then we have tunnel 2. I think, okay, why are we, okay, tunnel 2, we are going to repeat it, okay, repeat the same. I think both we will repeat it, even the IP address, got it. Okay, once we do that, let's copy it. Let's connect to on-prem VPN router. Okay, because we are going to enter those details and then I guess it will let us copy through it. Let's go to the session manager connector. Then let's paste this there. So these are, we are just setting up those variables in here. And once we do that, let's run these commands from the text file. Okay. All right. So what are we doing? So we are just adding these to the ipsec.conf file, secrets file. What are we adding? These variables in this manner. We are just saying global replace wherever in this file they have this parameter, we are replacing with this above value. Basically, that's what we are doing. I mean, we can totally edit that and copy paste, but we are just using Linux commands to do that. And once we do that, we are going to run systemctl enable to enable this service that they installed, which is the strong swan, I guess. That is the command they are using to do that. And then we are going to run start. Once you enable it, you start it. And then they are bringing tunnel 1 up, I guess, using this command. Remember, we have two tunnels. And then they are checking the status using the command this one. All right, I think that's what they're showing here. They ran the enable, then started, then they brought up tunnel 1 up, and then the status routed tunnel 1. You can see that clearly. Okay, once that is done, status, okay, they're showing the same thing here. In the status command output, review to ensure the tunnel 1 displays both established and installed. Okay, let's close it. Now let's go to the remote target. What is this? Route tables. We are going to the route tables because we have to route the traffic appropriately. Okay, so there are, looks like there are two public, three private subnets, and two are for the on-prem and three are for the target. Okay, let's choose the private subnet 1A, then go to routes, then edit it. And we already know route table contains set of rules called routes that determine where network traffic from your subnet or gateway is directed. Right? When you are in the EC2, when you are trying to ping something, route table is the one that decides where the traffic is directed. Okay, then what we are going to do, we are editing, we edited, and I think we are adding the route which says, or okay, click add route, go to the next step. I guess here we are entering. So we are editing. This is the seeder of for the on-prem network server that we copied earlier. Okay, so we have done this in previous projects where we use transit gateway. We are telling in for that particular seeder range, and this seeder range is for the on-prem source network, right? So let's say um, from your EC2 you are trying to ping on-prem, which will come under this IP address. So now the route table is like, oh, this it will check here and it'll like, oh, I have to forward it to the transit gateway. So once it transferred to the transit gateway, all route table knows is they created this, I need to do this. Then the transit gateway, we'll do that later on in the next step, but at least here that's what it does. Okay, so let's select. Okay, it's a CIDR, it's not the IP address. Okay, and then transit gateway. Let's select the instance, that one. Okay, we all good? Yeah, and then let's repeat the same for, oh, there are four. When okay, repeat the previous add route process for all of this because it doesn't matter where you are trying to connect from any of these subnets, whether it is public or private, it has to send it to the transit gateway because that's how you are connecting to your on-prem service. Okay, now let's go to on-prem service. Imagine this is, since we are both being playing both roles, usually the on-prem will be somewhere else. So from on-prem, you need to edit the routes as well. Okay, that's what we are doing here. Okay, now let's click add again. What are we doing here? From the on-prem, we are saying 10.0.0.0 slash. This is what? This is the seeder block of our target, which is the AWS network seeder block. So if you are in the on-prem and if you are trying to hit this one, so on the on-prem route table, what it does, it is going to send it to your ENI or the network router, right? ENI is nothing but your network router or the VPN router instance. So let's go ahead and make a note of that. So far so good, right? Both same. This side, that side. We established save changes. Now we are going to the transit gateway because remember the first one from our target when you are hitting the on-prem IP, we said send route it to the target gateway. So we will come to target gateway or sorry, transit gateway. So in the transit gateway, we have a default route created. So we are going to select that route and we are going to create a static route. It routes packets between attachments using transit gateway route tables. And remember the attachments we created in a couple of projects, which are nothing but these are like the placeholders for the VPC. An attachment is attached to a particular VPC. Okay. So let's go ahead and what are we doing here? Transit gateway route tables, create static route. I think we have done it several times. So under this, I mean, first you will mention the seeder, then you will say black hole, right? And I think allow. So let's go ahead and what are we doing? Which IP address we are giving seeder block? This is for the on-prem source network, right? Because previously on the main route table we sent it to the transit gateway. It will come here. Okay, so once we from that route we sent to transit gateway, it will come here, and then here we have to tell that this particular seeder, where are you going to send the traffic to this particular attachment. And this particular attachment, if you see, looks like there are three attachments, and this is for our VPC, target VPC. And I think looks like this is the attachment for our source or on-prem VPC, and that's why you are seeing VPN. It was already created, we didn't create it, but I guess that's how they created it. Then we'll create the static route, and then we are in the EC2. So let's go ahead and again retest the connection now, because that's it. Pretty much that's all. They didn't show us how they created the attachments and etc. VPN. Uh, let's try if we have access. I will go ahead and try to uh, do it again. But let's go to the network EC2 and then connect and then ping the IP address of the on-prem. Okay, which is this one. It doesn't matter any, I think, but I guess we can just ping that 1.1.244. And as you can see, it can ping now. Previously it wasn't able to, but now you can ping it. And you can go ahead and see the logs in the CloudWatch as well. Okay, let's click next. Create a default dashboard. They are creating a dashboard as well. Okay. They are like, okay, we didn't hit the 50 steps, so let's try to do something, because I guess let's create that. Then we are going to use bar graph and metrics, and then we are going to use VPN. Okay, so bar metric VPN, and then we'll VPN tunnel metrics. And does it matter? Okay, this is tunnel one. Okay, both tunnels we are choosing. And as you can see, here are those, and what they are showing is only one tunnel is active right now, is up. Tunnel of number one is up while zero is down. But this one is not up. That's why it is not showing anything. But in the DIY, we are going to put tunnel one down and the other one up. So the orange one will show up. I think that's why they asked us to make this uh, dashboard. Okay, so what do you guys think about this? What do you all think about this project? Let me know in the comments. So I will try to give a summary what we did here. So we have multiple EC2 instance, one for the on-prem, one for the target, and then one for the VPN. And then we have one just to do network testing from on-prem to, or sorry, from cloud VPC to on-prem VPN. Okay. I mean, we cannot call on-premise VPC because VPC means virtual private cloud, right? And VPN is virtual private network. So network is for on-premise, virtual private cloud is for the cloud. Okay. So we were logged into one of the EC2 machine, the network EC2 machine, and then we tried to ping that network EC2 machine is in the virtual private cloud VPC. And we tried to ping the on-prem server and we couldn't ping the on-prem server. Makes sense because the connection is not established yet. So in order to establish that, what did we do? We went ahead to the customer gateway, because we need a customer gateway service running on the cloud, and then a router running on the VPN router running on the on-prem side, to establish the connection between cloud VPC and on-prem server or VPN using site-to-site VPN. So for that purpose, we have to go ahead and create a customer gateway, and that's what we did. And for the customer gateway, we gave the on-prem source IP, elastic IP address that we created, and then we created the site-to-site VPN connection. No, not VPN connection, but we did that, and then we created a VPN connection and put the target as the transit gateway. Okay, and then that gave us two tunnels, and then we went ahead and copied the configuration for it, both the tunnels, their IP addresses, and their pre-shared keys. And then we went to the on-prem router and added the configuration values in the IPsec file for the router. That what will that do? That will establish the connection because it knows the details now to the customer gateway that is on our VPC, right? Which is on the, I mean, cloud. So those are the details. So those are the details we need. We went there to the router, on-prem router, put it there. Uh, Two tunnels, that's why two values, different values. Then we enabled the strong swan and started it, and then we brought up the tunnel one. Once we did that, this is all fine. But if you don't put them in the route tables, they did when something is pinged, if you're trying to connect from on-prem to cloud, cloud to on-prem, route table won't know it. Because if I put on-prem IP address from the EC2 machine, then it will go to the route, but it route table don't have anything. It don't have a route configuration added in there so that it can send us to the correct direction, put it as in the direct connection. So for that, we went to the VPC route, and then for all the remote VPCs or the VPC uh, routes, we edited and added, saying that if you see this on-prem CIDR block, send it to transit gateway. I don't know why I keep saying target gateway. And then same thing we repeated for the on-prem routes, saying like whenever they try to hit any VPN, cloud VPC CIDR block, then send it to the ENI or the network VPN or the router, sorry, on-prem router. Okay, and then we went ahead to the target gateway route table because the initial route we are sending it to the target gateway. Then you need to again go back to the target gateway route, and there what we said, any on-prem network CIDR block, send it to the target gateway VPN attachment. Okay. Once that is done, we went ahead to the network check. We pinged the on-prem IP address and it was success. And then we went ahead and created a dashboard on CloudWatch and showed the tunnel up metrics are up. So oh, not DIY. That's fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and try to do this. Wish me all the best. I mean, saying it theoretically is fine, but doing it is something that is not fine. Let's hope we will do this. I have confidence. You see this one, after doing one project, after in the initial project or so, I had struggle understanding the VPC route, the transit gateway routes, transit gateway attachments, etc. But I think I'm getting used to it now. I think it makes sense. Right now it makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's see how many do we have? We have three. One is the on-prem file server and another one is the on-prem VPN router and then the network testing. So this network testing is in the cloud and this is a router that is on the on-prem and this is the on-prem file server. So let's copy on-prem file server security. Okay, not security. Let's go here. Okay, my networking, sorry. And we need to copy the IPv4, private IPv4 because it's private, it's not on public. Okay, let's copy it and let me paste it here next to the on-prem server. And while we are here, let's go to the VPN router as well because we need its what is it, ENI. So let's go to networking and where can I find its ENI? Okay, here we go, or I can just click here and that is the ENI from the router. All right, now let's go to elastic IPs. I mean, I'm just copying these details right now before trying to connect all that, but that's okay. Now let's get the on-prem source public subnet. This is the allocated IPv4 for this one. So let's copy that one. Can I copy it from here? No, I cannot. Okay, I think that is the IPv4, right? Yeah, that is the is that the same thing? Yeah, okay. And we don't care about the elastic IP addresses for this one, so it's okay. So now let's go to again the instances and let's click here and let's connect. So now what am I pinging here from? Oh, sorry, I'm pinging from the cloud EC2 to the on-prem EC2, which is this one. And obviously it won't work. If it worked, then I would be surprised, doomed. I would say like, oh, practice lab done. But anyways, it's not happening. So there is no network connection. That's what we are trying to prove here. Okay, it can stay there. I don't mind. And let's go to VPC. Open it in a new link. Okay, it's lost. It's going to exit as anyways. I will have this here. Click VPCs and let me click on this. There are three: default one and then the on-prem. Let me copy that. And here we go. On-prem, I'm just noting them down. And then cloud. Cloud is this one. Okay. On-prem has one in it. Cloud has all zeros in it. Just remember that. Then now we are going to go and create the customer gateways under the VPN. Let's create customer gateways and we are going to name this. It doesn't matter what you name, but and we are going to use 534. It must be between these two, I guess. And the IP address. This is the IP address of our on-prem. You need to select an elastic because in this case it is elastic uh, because we are just trying to put it to on-prem, right? On-prem, obviously the IP address won't change. It will be the same thing, but on cloud it can, since it's easy to when you shut down and restart or etc. it will change. So these guys created elastic IP so that they won't change, but they are not unlimited on AWS. There is a limit for that. And then certificate ARN, we don't need it, I guess. And then the device is optional. And I think that's it. Let's create it. Okay, it is ready. Okay, there is nothing much we can do here. Customer gateway is created. Now let's go to the same VPNs again. Okay, we created that. And then let's create the site-to-site VPN connection. And let's create VPN. And then let's name this one. And here obviously our target type would be what? Transit gateway. And then the transit gateway it's already created. And it's the existing one. And we already have the customer gateway type. Okay, so this is going to be static routing options. And then we are going to choose IPv4. Is it static? I think it is static that chose, right? Okay, let me check. I don't want to assume because these are network settings and yeah, it is static. Not bad. Okay, it's 100% loss. Okay, and then the IPv4 done. I think these are all we can leave as outside. I think it's default. I think pretty much that's it. Let's create the VPN. Okay, it is pending. I don't know how long this is going to take. Let's see. Let's give a couple of seconds. Once this is created, I think we can find the tunnel details here. They are down right now, but I guess they will be up. Okay, once that is done, I think we can download the configuration. So let me pause and come back to this one. Okay, it took some time, but it is available. So let's go ahead, tunnel details, and as you can see, both are down right now. Okay, so let's copy their IP addresses, and this is tunnel 1, and then let's copy the same for tunnel 2. Okay, now let's go and download the configuration file, and here I think we selected generic, and both generic and the remaining as is. Download started, looks like. Let's click F11. Okay, it downloaded successfully, and this is the other file. Okay, let's click on both of them. Oops. Okay, we'll do that later on then. Okay, now we have the file. By the way, it looks like this. Same thing, those commands, and then this. We are just going to replace this with the keys that we got from there. So let me open that up as well. All right, I updated that in the file, so I will execute them here so that you can see them. And we are going to go to the, where are we going to go to? We are going to go to the um, on-prem VPN, because that's where we are going to execute them. So on-prem VPN connect, because we have to tell the VPN here how to connect to that one. So let's go ahead, and these are the 4 variables and their values. I got them from the tunnel configuration or the VPN configuration we did. So those are the variables, and let me run these commands which will copy these values from there into that particular file. I don't know if we have access to that particular file, but we are just adding it pretty much. Okay, so oh, I think I didn't copy this one properly. Okay, how about sudo? Okay, here we have it. So if you see, okay, if I move this here, what did we add? We, wherever that this was there, we told it to replace with the 2 IP, which is this one. So let's see wherever that value is. I think it is here, right? 185, yeah, maybe it is here, and same thing goes with this here, 144, and then as well as I think this one. Did we update that here? Oh, it's not in this conf, it is somewhere else. But anyways, you get the idea. Okay, so pretty much we did that. Once we did that, what are we supposed to do? We have to enable strong swan, and it created a syslink to that service. Technically, it enabled it. Now I can start it. Okay, starting, and then I can click on not click, but I am going to make up which one? Tunnel 1. Okay, it said established successfully. Now if I go here and status, it will say established and installed, right? So whatever we entered so far looks like are working as expected. Expected? No, expected. Now let's go back to here, and we were there at the Mars. So let me refresh this one. Okay, I don't know when these tunnels will be shown as up, but right now for some reason they are showing down. I think at least this should be up, right? Maybe it will take time. Okay, now let's go to, oh, we still have to enable the route tables, right? Maybe that's why. So let's go to the route tables, and we are going to VPC route tables. Remember the difference. Okay, anything, any service that tries to go to any service IP address through IP address, it comes to here. That is the route table. Now let's click on the this one and let's go to route tables. Let edit. Okay, these are internal because this is the cloud VPC CIDR, and but that's not what we are saying. We are going to tell it any IP address that wants to go to the on-prem IP CIDR. What is the on-prem IP CIDR for us? That is that starts with 1, this with 0, that with 1. So this one, anything, any IP address that matches this one, we are telling send it to the target gateway, or sorry, transit gateway, which is this one. Let's save changes. We are going to repeat the same thing for all the on remote target, because it doesn't matter which subnet you are going to connect it to. We want to send it to this one. I hope it makes sense. Let me know in the comments if it is. If it doesn't, maybe I can try explaining it in some other way. Okay, so that's about that. Same thing we have to do for the on-premise. Of course, since on-premise we have it on the cloud, that's why we are doing it from here. But usually you will go to the on-premise network wherever your route tables are, and then you will repeat this process, which is similarly remote. We said the destination going to on-prem, route it to transit gateway. Here we are going to do the same thing, but for the VPC or the cloud CIDR, and we are going to tell it to go to the I don't know how we will get that one. Is it internet? It's not this one. I would say, is it part of this one? No. It's EAI card. Carrier gateway? Nope. Core network? Nope. How do we get that? I mean, I can copy paste it, but I'm just trying. So here we are going to enter what? The ENI of the VPN router. Remember we copied it a while ago? I don't know. Let's see how it will figure this. Oh, it's a network interface. Never mind. Okay, so we are telling that from the on-premise, whenever it tries to reach out to our cloud VPC, we are telling connect through the network interface or the VPN router. Okay, let's save change and let's route table and click routes, edit. Right? The other one makes sense because from cloud to on-prem we are using transit gateway, because the transit gateway has attachments and that attachment is connected to different things. But oops, network interface. Oh, there are three. Okay, change this to 0. Save it. Okay, I think pretty much that's it. There is as far as the route tables are concerned. Let's go to now transit gateway routes, because this the first target route we created, it takes to the transit gateway. Again, in transit gateway we have to tell it where to route it. Before that, let's go look at the transit gateway here that is created. Okay, and association route table that you can see here. And if we go to, what I want to say is attachments. I said I will show you this. So there is one attachment that is created, which is the VPC one, as you can see. Okay, so where is the VPC? This is the VPC resource ID it is attached to, whereas there is a default one, and that the resource type is VPN, and it is association round table is that resource ID is this. What is this one? Let's open it and see. It's the VPN one. Okay, so it's the Mars to AWS VPN, that is the attachment. Okay, so for that reason, um, okay, so why I wanted to show this is, remember, you might be thinking like, okay, for the um, for connecting the VPC route table above, we said for the cloud to connect it to on-prem, we said send it to transit gateway. But for the on-prem one, we said send it to the network interface, which is the VPN router. You might be asking like why not a transit gateway, both the cases, etc. The initial case we are sending to transit gateway because we have an attachment to our VPN, which is this one, Mars to AWS VPN. So both the cases we are actually sending it to the VPN itself. Okay. On premise we are sending it to the VPN router. Cloud we are sending it to the customer gateway using the VPN. So both the cases we are doing that, but here we can instead of directly doing it, we are using the transit gateway and doing that. So now let's go to the transit gateway route table, and we have the default that one, and then let's click the routes, and let's click on this route that they have it here and create a static route. And this static route is going to be what? Obviously it is going to be on-prem network shader and active, not black hole. Black hole will drop the traffic to this one, which is something that we don't want to do. And obviously it is going to be the VPN attachment. Okay, remember this is the VPN attachment. A target gateway attachment has a VPN. That's what we are choosing. So through that VPN it is going to connect to the on-prem server. So let's create that. I think that's it. Do you think there is anything else? What is this? No, let's cancel it. L, Control L. Did it get disconnected? I think it got disconnected. Yeah, let's terminate it. Let's open it again. Which is the network testing instance. Connect, connect. I hope I have the IP address right here. Okay, it won't give me. That's fine. Let's ping. I think it's what, 10.1.1.145. And as you can see, we are successfully connecting to the on-prem server from the VPC. Previously, we are unable to do that. Okay, let's cancel this. Now let's go back to uh, here and then CloudWatch. Remember, because we still have to see that, create the dashboard. Because using the dashboard, they are going to show us how we are going to see the tunnel 1, tunnel 2 up. But I want to see it from here if I can. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, we can see it from here. I don't know why we have to see it from CloudWatch, but as you can see this is up. Okay, let's go. That's fine. We'll learn something here. We have to go to dashboards. Oh, not actually. Let's go here. Create a default dashboard. Create dashboard, and we are going to name it this one. Okay, it is going to be bar. Next. Hmm, what was it? Oh, it was VPN tunnel metrics, but it was supposed to give me something else before. Maybe it changed. But I want tunnel state this one, another tunnel state this one. Create widget, and as you can see, we have this one. This would be the tunnel 1, and tunnel 0 we don't have anything, so that's why it is not showing us. We can save it. Okay, pretty much that's about the lab, practice lab. I know it took 55 minutes, but that's okay. We did it without any mistakes. That's what counts. Now let's go to the DIY and we are going to log into VPN router instance and close the tunnel one. Then after tunnel one is closed, bring us the tunnel two, log into the network testing instance to ping. This is this is easy. Give me something hard. Okay, let's go to EC2 instances, on-prem VPN router, connect, connect, and you guys remember the command. This is the one for the status, and as you can see, we have tunnel one. Now let's go and they said close. I am assuming that should work. Okay, close is not, maybe down. Okay, close successfully. Down is the command. Now if I hit status, it will say none. Security, you can see that none are up. Now let's go and bring tunnel 2 up. Now let's look at the status. And as you can see, established, installed tunnel 2. One is up. I mean, pretty much that's all they asked us to do. And we can go to here. Oh, we are okay. Let's go to here. Let's try to ping this one. It's not pinging. Do I have to wait some time? Maybe. Let's wait some time. And I think this will update as well if I refresh after some time. Not now. Let it take its time. What? This is VPC, right? Let me go here. I think it will take definitely some time. Yeah, both are down. Okay, this is fast. Down it is showing fast, but up it is not showing immediately. That's fine. Let it take its due time. I guess if we can ping it, that will tell us, okay, it is pinging, which means it is up. And let me refresh this. It's still 44 is up. It still didn't get the logs, I guess. And how about this one? It's still not showing. Let it take its time. That's fine. What did they ask? Okay, that is it. And VPN ID and tunnel 1 IP. Tunnel 1 IP? Why do they need to tunnel 1? I thought, oh, to check if it is down or not. Okay, I can give you that. And VPN ID. VPN ID? You want VPN, VPN, VPN. I think this is a VPN ID right here. So what do you guys think? Will it show green or not? Yes, of course it's going to. I'm smart and all. Okay, you did it. You successfully connected an on-premises network to Amazon VPC utilizing a site-to-site VPN connection. Now return to the city to deliver the good news. So, what do you guys think? What do you all think? Did you enjoy it? I enjoyed it. Actually, I'm learning a lot in the networking, even though I don't need it. I don't think I will use it at my work, but it doesn't hurt because if I go to some other project, we never know. Some small companies tend to ask us to do everything. So in those cases, now I know what to do and etc. So at least I know the terminology and when I say something, I won't sound stupid. So let me know in the comments what do you all think. And let's do the quiz time, which is the important part for us because quiz is something where we will compete against each other. Will I win or will you win? Let's see. Okay, so let me go and deliver this news first. Thank you. The station is reliably sending data to our AWS environment. Now choose a reward. Okay, this looks like a funny robot. Okay, now you know what will happen? Fireworks. Fireworks. Yay. Okay, so Once this is done, let's go immediately give the feedback and we can jump onto the quiz. And quiz, there will be 5 questions. Whoever answers the most is the winner. So I will try to get 5 out of 5, which I think it's very rare for me to do that. But there is nothing wrong in thinking or trying to get 5 out of 5. I think it fell right on us, top of us. Transit Gateway connects only VPCs on AWS, which is false because we just proved that you can indeed connect it to on-premise. Okay, nice. One love. Did you get that right? And by the way, I want you guys to answer it before pause the video, then answer it. I don't want you to cheat. You can pause now and answer it and then see if yours is right or wrong. CloudWatch metrics are supposed in site-to-site VPN connection. Yeah, sure. We just did it. Okay, 2 love, 2-0. Which resource represents IP addresses and net masks within VPCs and subnets? IP addresses and net masks. Obviously, CEDAR notation. Wow. 3-0, 3 love. Come on. Are you guys 3-0 as well? Ah, wow, wow. Let's see. VPCs must have different seeders to be connected through transit gateway. Yeah, that is true. You cannot have the same 4-0. What is going on today? Okay, I think I'm jinxing myself. Let's see. This is the final one. Let's see. Which resource provides a connection between an on-premise data center or branch office and AWS cloud resources? A VPN? 5-0. Yes. What about you all? Okay, I think those are the 5 questions for today. And don't forget to update in the comments. When you comment, also put my score there as well because I won't remember my score by the time this video comes live. So update my score saying 5-0 and update your score and let's see who is the winner. All right, thank you very much for spending your time. I know it's 1 hour video, but there is a lot of um, good knowledge that we gained out of this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And thank you so much for supporting this channel. And see you in the next video. Have a great day. All the best with whatever you are doing. And peace out.